second time alive.
Welcome to a special edition of Talkin VAWLS Live. We are at the Model City Tap House in Kingsport, Tennessee. It is not too late to join us. Come on down. We're at 151 East Main Street, suite number 1, Kingsport, Tennessee. And as always, this show is brought to you by the Outright Geekery Podcast Network at outrightgeekery.com. We are live across all forms of social media, Facebook Live, Twitch, Periscope, and as always, right here on our home, the SB Network on YouTube. Make sure you guys go ahead and smash that like button, share out the link. My name is Boogie Bentley.
And I'm Dauber. What's happening?
What's going on, guys? Let me get back over here and check out the live chat. Jeremy Davis is in the live chat and in my face. Mark Wilson was hanging out. Basketball 77, hanging out 30 minutes before we went live. What's going on, guys? Again, share out the link. Let's grow a live chat. Andrew Kirkpatrick is here. Says, go Vols. Will Good says, it's time. Boys, Will, what time is it? What time is it? Dauber, are you excited? Are you ready to go?
Oh, man, I've been ready since they dropped the hype video earlier in the week.
Look at my notes right here. What's that say?
Yeah.
Dude, that hype video got me. I've been kind of down, man. It's Indiana. It's against a Big Ten. It's just not that excited. That hype video, man. You talking about the one that Dobbs was narrating?
The first one, into last week, but then the one with Dobbs narrating. Oh man, yeah, got me fired up, ready for this game, ready to start 2020 off on the right foot, get a big win, and keep this momentum rolling.
I like the hype video. I like it's the same locker room speech they've shown so many times where Pruitt's talking about you're going to face adversity, you're going to see adversity in every single game. But when it comes, we're going to put on more steam. Dude, every time he does that, I get fired up. I start to get that fire in my eyes. So I'm ready to go, man. 75th anniversary of the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl. What do you think they got to do? You think we're getting Jarrett Garantano? Because I think my key to victory is that Garantano goes home and Garantano shows up.
Yeah, that's been the key all season, quarterback play. When it's been inferior and lacking, we've not played well. When we had Maurer come in and give a spark, the team responded, played well, and then you had Garantano come in to close out some games and really come along at the end of the year and finish out on a high note. But yeah, that's definitely a key is quarterback play and really the line. What I am looking for specifically in this game that Tennessee needs to do is going to come on the defensive end. Indiana has put up pretty good numbers all season offensively. They are one of the top offenses in the Big Ten. A lot of passing, but I've got faith in the back end of our defense. The way Nigel Warrior came on at the end of the season, you've got some other guys that are really balling out and starting to gel and play well right now. So I think strength going on, kind of an emergent strength with Tennessee defense there. And did everybody catch that? That we're putting on some more steam with the train station right behind us here. So.
That's right. We are at the old train station. Model City Tap House is in the old. Is it the actual train station building? It is. Isn't it?
Train station building's down a few more, but we're right beside it. The depot's behind us.
I'm getting educated. But we are at the Model City Tap House. If you guys come down here and watch games, they do $1 off all beers brewed in the great state of Tennessee. So come down and check it out. You still have time to come hang out for the watch party. Kickoff at 7:00. I'm personally drinking. Where'd it go? I had to put it in my notes. It is Coach Fulmer's Honey Blonde Ale from Yeehaw Brewing, and the story goes that they get the honey for this beer actually from Coach Fulmer. So how cool is that? Delicious. You had anything yet? You haven't, have you?
No, I'm waiting for a sandwich.
The sandwich special tonight, the Reuben. You like Reubens?
Yeah.
You do now. Joe Martin's hanging out in the live chat. He's excited. I can't repeat what he said, but he's here. He's hanging out. Michael James says, "Hey guys, wish I could be there to meet you all." Well, Michael, you could have. What's you? We got to meet UT Tanner. He's sitting right in front of me, hanging out. Austin or Michael James, you could have been here, but you're not. JP is he checked in with us a little bit earlier. He is actually at the game. Forgot his headphones. If you believe that, put a 1 in the live chat. If you don't, go ahead and put a 2.
I've been seeing on Twitter that the Vol walk is pretty insane. And if it's anything like the last one in Jacksonville, yeah, I believe it. So, I'm glad our fans showed up. I hope the team does. And like I said last week, I really think these guys, they're taking this with a business approach, and they've got some unfinished business. That hype video that we talked about earlier, it was we're on a mission, and I think that's really something this coaching staff is driving home, to finish what they've started. Not necessarily how they started at the beginning of the year, but the way they came on and the way that they have emerged.
Let me hit this super chat real quick. $5 super chat from Hopkins Lacrosse fan. Or you may be our number one fan. Just best of luck today, gentlemen. What a great season of Talkin VAWLS. Now let's get this win. #Go Vols. Thanks for the support as always. Hey, Tennessee's looking for that perfect game, right? Pruitt's been preaching for weeks that they still don't have that perfect game. Do you think today is the day? Do you think what better way to send these seniors out? What better way to send Juwan Jennings out? These guys that are stepping on the field in the orange for their last time. What better way to send them out than that perfect game that Coach Pruitt's looking for? Do you think we get that today?
I'd love to see it. I mean, we've come close a few times, played well on the different phases, but there's been, the bad mistakes in terms of penalty or turnovers or poor quarterback play. That's the things that all year long we've talked about this team needed to avoid. But like we talked about the other day in our bowl preview, the end of the season, the team came along and they played an ugly game, and they were able to grind it out and get the W. And that's the thing that makes me excited for this team, makes me excited for this coaching staff moving forward. And really, that's what this is. We're moving forward. We're in 2020 now. This is the last game of this year, but it's the first game of this coming season. So we want to start off with a W. We want to start off playing well, and limit the things that we can control, the mistakes and the turnovers. Take what they give us and just play that brand of Tennessee football. That's what we want to do, because we've not looked like Tennessee in the early part of the season. We've struggled. We're trying to find an identity, and I think we really turned the corner. Really, the beginning of the Mississippi State game. For you, Boogie, what did you think was kind of the turning point for this team?
It's when they stepped off the plane after the Florida game. That's when everything changed. They had a come to Jesus meeting. Pruitt apparently said some things he shouldn't have said, and then they went in the locker room like men and they ironed it out. Are you buying in or not? I think those that aren't ready to buy in left. And you talk about cutting out the cancer all the time. They talk about that in sports, but I think it's accurate. And I think they cut out that cancer, and the guys that were ready to buy in, bought in, and this team changed from there moving forward. And just to piggyback on what you were talking about towards the end of the season, how many times do we talk about November? And those games are games that you shouldn't have to worry about. But as Tennessee fans for the last 10 years, every November we're sitting on the edge of our seats, nervous, worried about every single game. And we were still that way. But the difference is they found a way to win. Even though we go back, come full circle, looking for that perfect game. We never got it. I Man, we didn't get it against Kentucky. We didn't get it against Missouri, but they found a way to get those wins in November when Tennessee – that's what Tennessee – if they're going to get back to the glory days, that's what they have to do. They have to win in November, compete against the teams like Georgia, compete against the teams like Alabama, and that's how Tennessee football gets back on track.
Right. And you talked earlier about the seniors, Callaway, Jennings, Batuli.
The Butch orphans. They're Butch orphans.
And that's Pruitt alluded to it in his presser yesterday, I guess, was talking about how these guys, and he said these men up here beside me are going to be looked at as the guys who laid the foundation for Tennessee returning to where they needed to be. And you look at those guys, you look at Jennings and guys like Trey Smith, who potentially could be playing his last game. We don't know. He and Pruitt have both said that they've decided to talk about it after the bowl game. And it'd be huge if he came back. But guys like that, guys that they bleed orange. They love this state. They love the university. Couple homegrown boys there, which getting back to recruiting, Pruitt is doing an amazing job actually recruiting guys in the state and going after some in-state talent. Talking about shutting down the borders, which is going to be important. I think I touched on it a little bit there a couple weeks ago, especially West Tennessee with Kiffin at Ole Miss now. He's going to be hitting that area in Memphis, hot and heavy. So we've got to establish some roots there and let those guys know that, they're part of the state. They need to have some pride, and they need to come represent the University of Tennessee.
Guys, we got 41 people hanging out in the live chat. We are live down at the Model City Tap House in Kingsport, Tennessee. We're drinking cold beer. We're eating delicious sandwiches. Come down. It's not too late. We're going to watch the game at 7 o'clock. The kitchen's going to stay open until 9. They've got $1 off all beers brewed in the great state of Tennessee. So come down, hang out with me and Dauber. I don't know if you want to, though, because it could get ugly unless they play that perfect game. If they play that perfect game, beer's on Dauber. Beer's on Dauber. Troy Lee's hanging out, and then live chat says, what's up? Let's get it. Go Big Orange. Dan Withrow is here. Guys, thanks for joining us. Smash the like button. Share out the link. Let's grow the live chat. Let's go back to Trey Smith real quick. We talked about it a little in our official bowl game preview, and then you're kind of touching on it there. If you had to bet your life savings, this is his last game, no?
I don't know.
You got to pick last game. I like the hesitation.
I don't know. He's probably put in to be evaluated for the draft. And let's face it, with his medical condition, if he has the opportunity, I think he may take it.
Will you get me one?
Sorry,
I'm ordering another cold beer from the booth. Sorry, continue.
No, I don't know, and I can't fault him. I cannot fault him if he does take that opportunity. But I would love to see him come back, because if he does return, oh man, that the offensive line.
And what about Kennedy? What if Trey Smith comes back? You got the 2 freshmen on the outside.
And Kennedy gets another year.
Oh,
yeah,
great running back.
Yeah, I mean it's you're getting me excited again. I'm gonna break out another prediction of 9 wins.
Oh, really? Hey, could have been.
No, that was based on the ceiling that I saw for this team with the weapons they have on offense. It's. I think Chaney took a little while to warm up. I don't know that he had confidence in the quarterback in the early part of the season, but man, I don't know. Like I said, I can't fault Trey if he does go, but I'd love to see him return. I guess let's put it that way.
Kenny Ashby hitting us with a $2 super chat. Said couldn't make it there, but go balls. Well, thanks for the support, Kenny. Thanks for your support all year long. We definitely appreciate it.
You see Justin Harless there. He is on his way.
No,
and he's asking how the honey blonde Fulmer is.
Let me tell you this, Justin Harless. It's $1 off. They get the honey directly from Phil Fulmer. And this is my second one since we went live 16 minutes ago. So that should tell you how good it is. So drive quick, don't get a speeding ticket, and come join us. We're looking forward to it. Going back to being excited, man. I just got myself worked up for next season because, like you said, what if Big Trey comes back? What if Kennedy gets that extra year? The freshmen come back, obviously. Garantano or Harrison Bailey?
Like I said in the preview, I think it's Garantano's job to lose, unless Bailey comes in and just sets the world on fire in the spring. But man, I think you got to go with experience. Bailey has put up gaudy numbers, just ridiculous numbers. And playing in some big boy football in the state of Georgia. I think it's 7A or something like that. So a lot of the talent that he's facing is talent that is going D1. These guys are all going to play on Saturdays in the future. You look at that is one of the playoff games or the state championship game. He had 7 touchdowns or something, in five first half or something. I mean, just the kid is special, no doubt about that. But does he have the size? Does he have the I don't want to say mentality because he's an early enrollee. He's coming in. He's probably already had the playbook or some semblance of the playbook, so he's going to he's going to have that knowledge. And he's a gamer. He's gone to these camps and he's balled out at these camps. Played well. The Elite 11, I think he was at and performed well at. He's going to want to play, but I like what's the state of the quarterback room right now. At least the public perception of it. All those guys are for each other. Publicly, that's what they've said.
Well, and not what they've said, but their actions. Actions speak more than words. Look at Garantano every time Maurer comes off the field, or Shrout would come off the field. He's the first one there, man. I don't. You're talking about the public perception. I think it's truth. I think it's real. I really do. I really believe that. But that quarterback room next year, it's a good problem to have because I hit on this, in the bowl game preview show. I think Shrout sees the writing on the wall. It's going to be the people are already. Harrison Bailey is the next Peyton Manning, according to some people.
Right.
So Garantano, experience. Harrison Bailey has that hot factor. Brian Maurer, man, look what he's shown some good things. I think Shrout knows he's not going to get on the field. Let me hit this $2 super chat from Miller Time 98. He says, "Talkin VAWLS greater than Uncle Lou." I don't know who Uncle Lou is, but you guys seem to talk about him a lot in the comments. I don't know who it is. What's going on, Bryant Rockwell, hanging out over on Facebook Live. Guys, we are live. Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, whatever way you find Talkin VAWLS. Or you can come down to the Model City Tap House in Kingsport and watch the Gator Bowl along.
We're going to talk about Indiana, Andy?
Who? They play football in Indiana? Look, that Indiana is taking away from this bowl game for me because I feel like it is a no-win situation for Tennessee. What happens if Tennessee goes out and they steamroll Indiana? They're supposed to. What happens if Tennessee goes out and they get beat by Indiana?
Well, that's like you look at I saw multiple things on Twitter and on a couple stories actually yesterday day before during the I guess the Bama, Michigan, and the Auburn and Minnesota games because they both started at 1:00. Both Alabama and Auburn struggled early against Big Ten teams, and before halftime, there were stories out, and there were things going on. People writing off the SEC and saying, "Oh, well, yeah, I guess the SEC isn't superior." That all this narrative, but you look at the way the Alabama game turned out. Yeah, Auburn did end up getting beat, and I think it was a pretty lopsided score. But I mean, it's one of those things. Tennessee being in the SEC, they've always got a target on their back. Um, you know, with the history of Tennessee, um, you look at Georgia State. I mean, you're getting your best shot anytime somebody comes into Neyland, anytime, and especially with a bowl game. You know, that is the end of the season for these teams. That is a chance for Indiana to take on their conference pride and show up. But I don't see it happening. I think the speed and athleticism in the long run is what shows out, and that is what will turn the tables for the Vols. Maybe not early in the game, but towards the end of the game, that's what will close out the game. It is just the overall level of play from the Southeastern Conference.
Well, and that's what we talk about all the time when we talk about the SEC and how tough it is. We talk about that grind, right? That weekly grind. Let me just punch my microphone here. That weekly grind going week to week through the look at Tennessee's schedule this year. You know, when you got Alabama and you got Georgia, it just there's never an easy week in the SEC. Can a Big Ten team come in a bowl game and beat any SEC team? Sure, that's one game. It's a difference when you're in that weekly grind during the season. You can't slip up. You cannot lose a game. You know. Unless you're Alabama, you know, they can lose a game and find a way to get in. But look at LSU. You think LSU, any chance they lose that national championship game at all?
No. Just the way they're playing right now, they're head and shoulders above every team. I just Burrow is playing out of his mind right now. That defense is something special.
But it seems year in, year out, it's always that SEC team at the top. You got your Clemsons coming in, but wouldn't you like to see a Clemson or an Ohio State or a Michigan in that weekly grind of the SEC?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you could take – I almost say you could take a mid-tier SEC team, put them in the Big Ten or the ACC, and they would look like Ohio State. They would look like Penn State. And that's a lot of things that I read about Indiana in their scouting for Tennessee for this game. They were comparing the Vols to Penn State, a team that they got beat by, but they played well against, and they schemed and they had a good game plan for. But that was their comparison to somebody on their schedule was Penn State. So, I mean, that's one of those things. They don't play games on paper; they play them on the field. So, we'll just see. We've seen various SEC teams get in bowl games and just run away, but then again, you look at teams that narrowly miss the playoff or that think they deserve a better bowl game, and they don't show up ready to play. That's the thing about this Tennessee team, though. I don't think that they will show up intimidated by Indiana, but they're not going to overlook them either because of the beginning of the season.
How many times have we harped on that?
Because of that Georgia State game.
The UAB game that JP was terrified about. This team is not overlooking anybody. They are not going to – when you lose to Georgia State, you have no right to overlook anybody on your schedule the rest of the year.
And that coaching staff is not going to let you overlook anybody else because that is what pays the bills for these coaches. and that really reflected on them. After the Georgia State game, we're calling out Pruitt, we're calling out Winky, we're calling out all the other. Where's Cheney? Where's the play calling? But that's where there's a line, and we talked about it before on here. Coaches coach, players play, but in a game like the Georgia State game, where does the blame lie? Does it lie on the coaching staff for not preparing the players?
Every person in that locker room.
Or is it the players for not performing and executing?
It depends on what narrative you want to spin, because you can say fire Pruitt and you can say it's the players. Maybe a little bit of both. Maybe a little bit of both. It felt to me in that game, going back, God, we have to talk about Georgia State. Really? Is that what we're going to do? Going back to that game, I feel like it was a lack of preparation, And you talk about dumbing down playbooks and not showing your hand, which I beat it into the ground for over 5 years on this podcast. Come out and play to win. Quit being vanilla. Do everything you got to do to win the football game. And I think everybody in the locker room overlooked Georgia State in that game. Robert Fleming, hanging out on Facebook Live, says, "Where's JP?" JP is actually down at the game. He's And we are back. I think we're back. Are we back? We're back. You're on a lag. You're on a lag, UT Tanner.
You got me? You got me?
10-4, loud and clear, good buddy. Guys, we killed the live chat. Go ahead and share out the link. Let's regrow this party. They're laughing at me, and I don't know why. I feel like your mic is cranked up again.
It might be.
Can you fix it?
I will.
It wouldn't be Talkin VAWLS if we didn't have problems, but we are back. We are here. I think we're on illegal internet from another country, but we're back. The bad thing is I think the beer menu went down. That's what I'm really concerned about. Let's get that fixed. Troy Lee says, patience, people. Michael James says, just like the zebras, they can't give it to us. Can they, Common Man?
Do we need an official review on that?
You know, we could just do this. Rest in peace, JP. No, you guys, right before we lost internet, you guys were asking, where's JP at? He is at the game, hanging out. He forgot his headphones, which I think is a lie. He just didn't want to come on air.
Well, he did message us and say he ran into a Talkin VAWLS fan in Jacksonville.
But he didn't tell us who it was. I bet it was Wayne. Where is Wayne? Wayne's not here. God, we got to recenter and refocus. Get back to where we were at. Guys, we were talking about post-game show. IC86 says, I'm here, and the like button is smashed.
Smash it.
Just to let you guys know, because we are hanging out here, we're watching the game at the Model City Tab House, drinking beer, having a good time with everybody that came out. We won't go live tonight. We're going to let JP get back from Florida. We're going to get set up. We're going to go live Saturday night, 8 o'clock. So come hang out with us for the official Gator Bowl post-game show. And the last hangout of the year, obviously Dauber and JP will continue covering football. That's what I mean.
Basketball.
Hey, man, I'm just glad I got internet. So, but it'll be the last show of the year for all three of us. Michael James says, you are back. That's great.
Ooh, David Johnson throwing in a prediction there. That's a little steep. I saw somebody talking. I don't remember if it was in our live chat or if it was – it may have been on a post on Facebook that this team hasn't scored over 30 points with Garantano playing quarterback. So I don't know that they're going to score 55 points tonight. I like it, though, David. I hope you're right. Oh, I'd love it. I'll take it. All day, every day.
James Gentry is here, says, I'm back, baby. Aren't you supposed to be at work, James? What are you doing? What are you doing, man? Don't get fired watching Talkin VAWLS live. Man, we're so off our game now.
It threw me for a loop, man.
Well, do you want to go ahead and get into some predictions?
All right, we gave our predictions Wednesday, and I've already forgot mine.
I did too. I forgot mine.
So
let's get the live chat going, guys. In the live chat, what's your predictions for tonight's game? What is going on, man?
It's getting lit, as they say in here.
Oh, yeah, guys. Guys coming in saying, "What happened? Where are they?" Just give it time, guys. We got kicked off the internet, but we are back. Refresh your screen. Everything is fine. I don't know why my voice is all squeaky because really, we're fine. Matt Griffith says, "Are we rested enough, or will we be lazy?" That's the question of the day. Which team is going to show up? We were talking earlier. Is this team going to find a way to play that perfect game?
I'll tell you the thing for me, though, I like the break because it's given us a chance to get healthy. You know, we had some guys beat up and banged up from that grind of the SEC that you talked about earlier. So hopefully we're going to be at our peak. And I think Garantano is playing with a brace now instead of the big club he was playing with.
Backwards, buddy, backwards. He's in a glove now instead of the brace. We'll get back on track, though.
but he is able to hand off both ways instead of the silly way he was trying to hand off that caused a fumble against Kentucky. So I like the break. It gives us an opportunity to heal up and get healthy. I looking here on Twitter, JT Shrout throwing out a tweet. I'm gonna try to get Boogie to throw this up here. Hold on just a second.
Sorry, I'm ordering more beer. Oh, I guess you want me to talk now.
Yeah, you talk. I'm trying to pull something up here.
The predictions are coming in. Everybody picking Tennessee. And that's we were talking about that earlier, man. This game against Indiana, I feel like it's a no-win situation. Everybody expects Tennessee to win. If they win, no big deal. They beat a mediocre Big Ten team. But if they lose, it derails all the momentum that they're going to carry into 2020. We were talking about the offensive line. What happens if Big Trey Smith comes back? What happens if Brandon Kennedy gets another year of eligibility? You got Eric Gray that's shown, oh, man, he looks so good in that Vanderbilt game. Yeah, you're replacing a lot on the outside with wide receivers. You got to find a way to replace DWA. But has DWA really – has he ever – that's who I want to see step up. They don't have Juwan Jennings first half tonight. I want to see DWA step up and play like we know he's capable of playing. You're still waiting on me, aren't you?
No, hold on. Let me
score predictions still flowing in. Everybody taking Tennessee heavy. Troy Lee, that's the best comment of the night, buddy.
There you
go.
The
Tigers are going to win the Natty. I can tell you that much for sure. Troy Lee, I'm just glad you're here hanging out on the last tailgating with Talkin VAWLS of the season. Louise Greer hanging out says, damn good beer cheese dip here at the Tap House. Guys, come down. It's not too late. We're going to be watching the game at 7 o'clock. The kitchen staying open until $9 off all beers brewed in the great state of Tennessee. So come down, hang out with us if you're in the Tri-Cities area. Dauber's got something to share. We'll see what it is.
Here you go. JT Shrout throwing this up on Twitter. Talking about Vol Nation never failing to impress. This is what I love about Tennessee football, about Tennessee fans. Man, even after Georgia State and after everything that happened, you know, you and JP said, oh, man, the BYU game, there's not going to be anybody there. And I went to that game, and I said, no, Tennessee fans are going to show up because that's what Tennessee fans do. Thick and thin. The real fans show up. And it was a good atmosphere, the BYU game. And even the week after, the UTC game, yeah, it wasn't 100,000, but they still showed up. Still showed up to watch an 0-2 team play because that's what Tennessee fans do. Man, I love Ball Nation descending up on Jacksonville and turning it orange. I've seen tweets all week about restaurants being overtaken by Tennessee fans. Somebody walks in and it's just a sea of orange. It's kind of like the Model City Tap House right now.
It is a sea of orange, and they're talking more about the beer here at the Tap House than they are talking balls. So yeah. I guess that's a good thing.
So yeah, you guys still got time to come out. We may not be going live anymore when you get down here, but still got time to hang out with us. We're going to be watching the game starting at 7, and hopefully we're watching the Vols put a whipping on the Hoosiers.
I wondered this earlier. I saw a comment from Fromm's middle finger, and I couldn't figure out who it was, and it's Alan B. Alan B has changed his name. Georgia Bulldog that loves talking balls, and we love you, Alan. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you let the cat out of the bag.
There we go.
Michael James says, I think these guys will go big tonight. I truly believe. I hope you're right. Coach Pruitt, Boogie Bentley, Dauber Greer, we're all looking for that perfect game. My question is, what happens if Tennessee comes out slow? What happens if they come out of the gate, they struggle to move the ball on offense? I have all the confidence in the world in Pruitt and Ansley to scheme up this Indiana offense. I really, really do. I think guys are going to be in position to make plays. And I think they've shown this year. That was a big arguing point for me last year. I felt like Pruitt had guys in position to make plays, and they didn't make plays. But I feel like this year, when we have guys in play, look at Schamberger. I think Schamberger's played good. Look at Warrior. We criticized that poor kid to death. And now, first team All SEC. I think Pruitt and Ansley are going to have guys in position to make plays. But what happens if the offense comes out and stutters? At what point do you take Garantano, whichever one shows up? At what point do you think about taking him out of the game if he's struggling?
Man,
Or do you just ride or die? Ride or die.
No, I don't think Pruitt and staff will do that.
So you think Maurer gets in the game if JG struggles?
They didn't do that in the Kentucky game. Matt Maurer started and struggled, and they brought Garantano in, broken hand and all. So I think the staff, their goal is to win the ball game. They're going to play who has the hot hand. I don't want to go down that road because I don't want to imagine whoever's starting playing bad. I want us to go down and put points on the board every possession, and not just field goals. That's the one thing that we settle for field goals so often. I'm looking for touchdowns, man. I want to get all these seniors, man. I want to see Callaway go out with a bang. I want to see Jennings come in the second half and go out with a bang. I tell you, I look for. We talked about it in the bowl preview show. I think Taylor, with Indiana's offensive lineman on that side out for injury, I think he is set to have a game. And he's one of those guys, man, if he can get on a roll and start going, I want him to live in the backfield. If he is upsetting the rhythm and tempo of the quarterback, man, I think the scheme's drawn up. I think that's what's the plan. I think they are going to disrupt the timing, disrupt the receivers. Man, I'm excited.
I told you, man, when they interviewed him early in the week, once they got down to Florida and were settling into practice, he was licking his chops because he knows that Indiana likes to throw the football. He's going to pin his ears back, and he's coming. But he's one of those guys that he's hot or cold. Yeah. To just go ahead and continue being the negative Nancy on the show. What happens if it's a cold night for Taylor? What happens if it's a cold night for Taylor? Who's going to step up on that defensive line? But that defensive line was one of the biggest concerns going into the season, and they have grown and developed week in and week out. And I'm just being negative because I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, you do have to have that pressure from the defensive line.
Let me hit this real quick. Michael James says, Dauber, I want that hat. If we win, will you donate it to me? Guys, look, our merchandise it's all over the place right now. We're making decisions. We're talking things out. But this hat, one way or another, is going to be available. Even if we have to make it a special order from a different merchant, it is going to be available. So stick around because that's a good looking hat, man.
We'll be throwing out some things in the new year, coming out the new season, rolling some stuff out. So.
But
guys,
for now, if you want the original Talkin Balls logo shirt, you want the cartoon head shirts, you can see the logo behind us here. All that's available. All the links are in the description if you guys want to pick one of those up. They're still available.
But, yeah, going back to the D-line, we do have to get some pressure from those guys to allow Batuli and Henry T the opportunity to shed blocks and make plays. If our line is getting eaten up and blocked and allowing the running back or the pulling guards and stuff to chip on the linebackers, that's not going to be good. I think the defensive line is going to show up. Like I said, I think this whole team, they have taken this a business-like approach, and they are going to finish their business tonight in Jacksonville.
Michael can this happen? Can this happen? I want it to happen right now. Michael James says, Dauber, if we win, when we win, you will donate your hat to me with your Boogie and JP's autograph on it. Can we make that happen right now, live on air?
Yes, it will.
Your wife just said yes. I think that's a yes.
Okay, I'll order another one.
I think Michael James should probably do a super chat at least to get that taken care of.
Oh.
Michael James, if you want to make that official, $5 super chat, we'll make that an official bet. Dauber's Googling how to find his hat now. You got him tore all to pieces. Guys, it's 5:50. We're about an hour and 10 minutes away from kickoff. If you're in the Tri-Cities area, it's not too late to come down here, hang out with myself and Dauber. The room is filling up. Let's just take my camera off. Look at this beautiful crowd out here hanging out. There's UT Tanner waving, saying hello. Look at them all. They're all drinking the delicious beer here at the Tap House. Hey, Bill Hamilton, you're on camera, buddy. You look good in orange. You look good in orange. Brett, you look good without a hat on too, buddy. Oh, I knocked my camera off. It's not too late. Come down, hang out at the Model City Tap House. Get some good cold beer. Get some good sandwiches. Troy Lee, all you guys want to know is where's JP? Dauber, can I have your hat? Where's JP? Dauber, can I have your hat? JP is at the game, Troy Lee. He is at the game, but he'll be back Saturday so we can do the post-game show. Jake Isaac says we're wearing traditional home unis, orange and white. I wouldn't have been mad if they came out with all orange, would you?
No. There's something about them orange britches.
There is something about them orange britches.
Yeah. Something about.
Yeah. Wow, look at Dauber's pants.
I got my orange britches on tonight.
Could have gone my whole life without seeing that. Is it about time to wrap this thing up?
I was looking for something. Hold on just a second.
I know. Dauber's on Facebook over here, and I'm just – hello, my name is Boogie. I would like to thank you for joining us here live on Talkin VAWLS. It's a Tennessee podcast. It's interactive. If you get in the live chat, we will respond. We like to hang out with you guys. I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
What's up? I was going to throw something out. I threw up a picture there a couple weeks ago of our Christmas dinner. And, we talked about it before. We kind of JP, Boogie, and myself, we're all passionate fans. We all love the Vols. We all really enjoy doing this, bringing you guys content, getting together and talking amongst ourselves and with you guys, joining in the live chat. But we may disagree. We may get at each other a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. But, I mean, at the end of the day, we're
family.
Yeah, we're I wish I could find.
I've got it. Do you want to share? Are you wanting to share the picture of the Christmas party?
Well, I was going to throw this up there from. There's a Christmas party. There's all three of us.
Wow. That's a great picture. What is this? Show and tell? What are we doing?
I don't know. This was 2013. A golf trip with me, a Boogie. I don't think JP plays golf, does he?
He used to enter the charity golf tournament that I did, but
yeah,
he's not very good.
Yeah, so I mean, and if I could find it, I'd go back even further. I've got one.
Oh, there's a great one, dude. I know what picture you're talking about.
Our buddy's couch downstairs. Gosh, that probably middle school. Elementary school?
Yeah.
Are you looking for it?
Yeah, you can. You want to talk about the game? What are you excited about tonight, Dauber?
So, yeah, we talked about what we're looking for offensively, or we talked about what we're looking for defensively. Offensively, I want to see us establish the running game. Blitz 621 says, hoping Gray has a great game. And we kind of talked about that before. It's been weird with the running backs. The way it's it's kind of progressed and gone all season. We've not had one guy who has been the running back all year. You've had games where Chandler's gone off and rushed well. You've had games where, the Vanderbilt, you look at Gray and what he was able to do. Man, there's a lot that can do. And like I said, I want Callaway to go out with a bang. I want Jennings to go out with a bang. I'm looking for these guys to really close out their careers on a high note. And I think, you just look at Jennings and the way he plays, his passion and his intensity. I don't see him, just kind of going out on a note like that. He's going to make something happen. The guy can't be denied the end zone when he wants to get in there. Man, I'd love to see him go Wildcat a couple times.
Do you think the game is out of hand by the time Jennings gets on the field? Or do you think –
I'd love it to be, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if we'll start off that fast. Troy Lee asking if we're going to do a post-game show tonight. No, we're going to come back on Saturday night at 8 o'clock. We're going to give JP a chance to come back, and we will all get together and kind of do a post-game wrap-up and season wrap-up to kind of close out the year.
Let me hit this $5 super chat real quick. Michael James says, okay, I'll do it if you'll all sign it. So it's official. It's signed, sealed, delivered. If the Vols win tonight, that hat right there belongs to Michael James, and it will be signed by all of the Talkin VAWLS crew. How do you feel about that, Dauber?
I don't know what to think. I guess. It's on the interwebs now, so it's official.
It is official.
Michael, if we're doing that, you got to promise to either Facebook or tweet us out a picture with it when you get it.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's going to wrap it up for the tailgate show. I've scrolled through every picture I have on Facebook, and I still have not found the picture that you want. What we'll do, I'll find the picture. We'll tweet it out so you guys can see it. But man, just thank you guys for hanging out. Whether it's in person or on air, we enjoy hanging out with you guys. And the tailgate shows are always laid back and a lot of fun, so we appreciate it. I think that's it. I think that's going to wrap this thing up. So as all of you know, I've only got one thing left to say. Oh, you got one thing left to say.
I got one thing left to say.
You got one thing left to say.
I want to give a big shout out to Model City Tap House for having us here, man. This was an amazing opportunity. Really cool way to kind of set up and get some of you guys out here to come hang with us, to kind of get together and do something a little different than what we normally do. But just a big shout out and a thank you to Model City Tap House here in Kingsport, Tennessee, for allowing us to come in, set up, and hang out for a little bit and go live and broadcast to you guys.
You got anything else you want to say?
Let's take it to the Hoosiers.
Let's take it to the Hoosiers. That's it. And you guys know I got one thing left to say, and that is go Big Orange.